Today we are going to start a new video series, our Kotlin library. So in this series, what we will do, we will implement on our own the Kotlin standard library functions by prefixing our. So like for example, there is a map, filter, grouping function. We will create our map, our filter. And by doing that, we will learn ton of new things. So hopefully you will enjoy this series. So first, in today's video, we are going to discuss map. There are prerequisites which I'm expecting everyone should know who is going to watch this video. You should be aware of what is iterable interface and how you use that. Then second, the class hierarchy of collections API in a JDK. And the third one is the extension functions. And fourth is generics, but if you don't know, it's okay. You will learn with me here. So first thing, what is a map function? Like for example, I have a list of strings in Kotlin. I'll say 1, 2, A, B. So I have a list and I can use this map and I can play with this, but later we will come to this part. This is a map function. If you're already aware of how this works, it's good. If not, it's okay. So I'm coming from very basic thing. So for example, I have a number in the form of a string, which is 4. And now I'll say, okay, to int. So now what I did, I'm converting a number, the string, basically string into integer. So that is called a conversion. And it's a one-to-one relationship. Second, for example, conversion, if I want to do the same thing with the collection, how I can do? In Kotlin, yes, we can use a map. So basically what maps do, it always give you the power if you want to convert something from one data structure to another data structure, or one data type to another data type, or maybe one format to another format. You can use this map. Like in this case, first I will try to do this to int. In this case, it will crash because my data at A is exception, but still assume it's 3 and 4. So in this case, what I'm saying, okay, map my strings into integers, or I can say it plus post. So in this case, I have a same data type, but my format will be going to be changed once this is done, and I will get the new. So that is a mapping. It's a one-to-one relationship once you want to convert something or map from one data type to another data type, or format change. So that is a map function. Now we are going to implement map, and what I want, basically I want, like for example, to convert this list into in the form of a new list, which should be looks like this. So it will no more string, instead it will be integer. Okay, so in case of the existing one, I can do dot map it dot to string to int, and then this will return us the map, which is a list of integer. So that is the built-in one. How I can achieve this on in my code? So first I'm starting from very basic, and later I will move towards the upwards, where we will add more complexity or generic code. So I know I need to convert. So I'm going to use, I'm saying, okay, write a method which will convert string to integer, which is saying you will get a list of string, and you need to return a list of integer, and list dot for loop. And what I will do, I will create a new list inside, maybe destination, and I have new array list of integer, and I will say the list dot size. So there will be no plenty of the growth, of the array list. Like I'm talking about the time complexity. So under the hood, array list will give you the default value, for example 10, and if I have 12 values after 10, there will be a plenty to us, because under the hood it will copy that 10 into the new memory, which is 20, and then that will put the later 2 extra. So by giving the capacity, it will generate the same capacity memory. So that is my meaning, like when I'm saying there will be no plenty, the extra plenty. And then I will say destination dot add s dot to int, and then return destination. So what I did, I'm saying converting string to int, and I will send list, and we achieved what we want. So this will be the same like this. Okay. I'm going to improve the name, just like what I want, our map. Same kind of map, but still is different. Now I really want it to look like same, just like how the Kotlin give us this. So I will move this towards as an extension function, list of string dot our map. So no change, I need to remove this only, and because it's now extension, so it will automatically know I can write this or I can write nothing. So still the functionality is same, but in this case I will say list dot our map. Maybe we can also run, so in this case things will be more easier. So yeah, you can see 1 2 3 4. Now our map and this map, now there is a difference. So this is a kind of a very hard code, like you can only use for one functionality, and we decided to make this more generic. And how we can do, because Kotlin give us the power to pass the function or a lambda. So I'm saying, okay, what we can do, still I'm not going to change these data types. This function still will return take a list of a string and return as the integer, but what operation we want, that we want to change. I don't want only to change to int. Maybe I want this, at one place I want to do this, and at other place I want to do this. So like in this case what will happen, there will be an issue. Oh, sorry, like this. So I can copy paste this method and then give the name, or maybe I can make this more generic. And how we can do that? So basically I need to pass a function or a lambda. So I will say transform, and we know I will pass this as a string, because this is a string. So data type will be string, and this should return, oh, and returning value will be integer. Okay, so now this is be generic, and what I will do, I will say transform, apply this function on this s, still same. In this case the change will be, now I am passing this lambda. So now I have the power what I want. So I want this, then also I want plus 10. So now I'm reusing the same function, our map, but the results are different. If you are confused here, what I can do, I can make a transform and I'm saying, okay, your type is this, and now I can write here it dot to int, and then I can pass this. So still same, but in this case what I'm saying, lambda I created separately, and then I'm passing that here. Now what's next? Now we figure it out, we can improve this more. Why not we can make this function as a generic function, so everyone can use, because currently for example I have maybe I can show here value list of float and float data type, and I try to call this, our map will not be available. Why? Because it's hard coded with a string kind of. So if I want our map should be more generic, I can say okay, it means I need to pass this t, and I'm saying okay, you will be the type of t. So any list which has a type of t, t means any generic now, can use this function. But in that case my transformation also need to change to t. So in this case now you can see map, it will be available here. But in this case the problem is this method is saying you can use our map, but you need to return a list of ints. So for example, in case of this, I really want to get a list of string back, so we can achieve that as well. So I'm saying okay, one more generic, and I'm expecting the return type R. So this one is also R because I'm expecting this, and this array list will be now a generic one. Now our map will work for all of these scenarios. So in this case, for example, 1.0, this is this, and then I converted this it dot to string and our map, and then print out our map. So now you can say and also I can add some characters, so that will be more easier to understand. So now in this case you can see this is the string, this is the integer, which, and we did no change except this method. So we make our map looks like the same. How that will work with the list.map. But now there is a last thing which we need to discuss. There is a problem, and the problem is in case of a set of, for example, set of strings, and we have this set dot map. So Kotlin gave us this power, set dot map, but in my case, can I use our map here? No. Why? Now you can see this is the list, so I can change this to iterable. Boom. So now we have our map also available here. So what we are saying, I'm saying okay, anywhere, any class which has a iterable, that is allowed to use now this. But now there is one error, this dot size. What happened here? So basically the problem is, before that we have list extends from collection, and collection has this internal this dot size as a field, or maybe you can say a getter property. So but once I will change to the iterable, there is a problem, and that problem is this size, there is no size inside of this iterable only have this one method. So what we can do here now in that case, and also like I have this class, for example, this class which is not a list, which is only implementing this iterable, any kind of iterable. By changing this, I'm also allowed to use my new method with any class lib.ourMap. Just like I can use map, the built-in one, I can use now our map. So that is the one benefit. Now once I took this iterable, but now I need to solve this problem. So in this case, as we know, collection is the one who knows this. I can create like size, and I can add if this is collection, then return smart casting, else 10. Now our method is generic. Once we are calling for the library, in this case it will return 10 because library don't have the collection, but in case of a map it should work. The last thing is, if I change this to collection, now you can see what I'm saying, or maybe to make this easy implemented. So now you can see size. So that's why I'm saying once it's a collection, then take this size. Otherwise, if it's an iterator, then go with this default value 10. So This is our map function, how we can generate. I also created a separate video where we are doing a Kotlin open source code review. You can watch that, where we did review map to function, because if you go inside of a map, this the Kotlin map internally calling map2 function, which is a different story. So basically what they are doing, they are trying to make more smaller methods and more reusable. And in our case, I put everything in our map directly. So that is not a big issue. I think this is enough for today. Maybe we will, in a next video, we will improve this towards how they implemented the Kotlin standard library. In the end, if we anything which I want to share. So yeah, I think no need for a summary. You can watch again. So this is the way how we can implement our library functions, and hopefully you will now be more uh, confident when you will use list.map. I'm sure you will understand what is going on under the hood, which is a good sign. And the last thing is, we discuss a lot, okay, imperative coding versus declarative. So list.map, it comes basically kind of a declarative. And why? Because I'm not saying what you need to do. So it's I only giving you the instruction, okay, do this for me. So that is more like a declarative. But most of the time, the declarative not a paradigm, but declarative writing of coding under the hood always have an imperative code, especially in case of a Kotlin. I'm not aware of other languages because I'm not sure how functional languages implement. So in this case, under the hood, we can implement this on our own. But in that case, we are saying like, I'm giving all the instructions. So this is kind of imperative code. But as a user of this API, I will say, okay, I'm playing with the declarative code, like list dot map, then dot group by, then do something like again map. So it's more like the declarative map, but under the hood it's an imperative code. So you can go and you can check. So that is the one point also. So you can make also your own APIs more declarative by implementing these reusable small methods. And also this is one thing which we should do. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.